It's funny how so little, yet so much can change all at once. Ange Postecoglou's gone, Bendan Rodgers is in. We're going to be going straight into the Champions League group stages. Jota's went to Saudi Arabia for 27 million, and we've brought in a whole host of new names and faces. I'm getting ready to enjoy a really big season for Celtic under Bendan Rodgers, with a really monumental campaign on the go, with a really active transfer window that hopefully is going to show some ambition from Celtic's point of view and try and push the club on to try and achieve bigger and better things. But I thought I would take a little video out today to get you guys up to speed for what the Bendan Rodgers Celtic looks like so far, and where we might see some changes over, the last period of the transfer window, and really what to expect as we get into the Champions League and throughout the season as a whole. At any point in the video, if you laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel. We're pushing for 10,000 subscribers, and we cannot do that without your support. So please like and subscribe, and jump into the comment section down below and let me know who you think should be Celtic's #1 target with what time is left in this summer transfer window. And let's just get stuck straight into it. Now, last season, there was a real strong favouritism towards O'Riley, McGregor and Hatate. But so far, it's been, in the first two games, more of Turnbull that's played. Now, Turnbull didn't have a good 45 against Aberdeen, and he was swiftly changed for Hatate. So, as we see, not this weekend, we're playing Kilmarnock in a cup, but the next couple of league games thereafter, we might work out a bit better what the policy is for rotation. Is Hatate going to stay beyond the transfer window? And if so, then how is the rotation going to work between these two? But McGregor and O'Riley have secured 90 minutes basically across both games, give or take. And Bendan Rodgers has relied upon them to get the results in both fixtures. The front threes looked electric, looked very, very slick, combined very well. And it feels like Kyogo, we're going to get much more out of him this season than we did over the last 2 years. He's dropping deeper into these little pockets in midfield when the build-up play is going on, or when the opposition are trying to attack, and he's causing overloads. He's getting onto the ball. He's playing 1-2s in the first game anyway with Turnbull and Abada and a few of these other guys, and that's how we're creating a lot of our goal-scoring opportunities from build-up play now. So it feels like Kyogo is potentially going to level up, and in Europe, I think we could see a really dangerous Kyogo Furuhashi. Daizen Maeda looks really good under Bendan Rodgers. I think we were all worried that because Ange was like his kind of surrogate father, that he might not have wanted to stay anymore or might not have played as well, but I think he's been playing better under Rodgers. And this front three, I think, is going to form a real identity in Europe, and I think we're looking really strong for it. The midfield, but does still feel like it's missing an out-and-out defensive midfielder, particularly when we're thinking about playing Rangers and when we're thinking about playing in the Champions League. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some business done in that respect. But equally, depending on how strong the defence could potentially get when Alistair Johnston comes back. Carter-Vickers has been his imperious self again, but he did come off after 45 minutes against Aberdeen. I'm of the impression that's just kind of a workload management thing, because the manager, by giving Welsh some minutes, gives him his place in the squad, maybe keeps him on board. But Nawrocki, the big £4 million signing from Legia Warsaw, has looked very good and is an under-23 defender in this Celtic team who's getting huge pass counts. I think he's going to be a phenomenally important player for Celtic, particularly in the league this year. And on the left-back situation between Taylor, Bernabei, or maybe another new signing, I don't think Bendan Rodgers has got his solution over here yet. And with Joe Hart in the final year of his contract, there's a lot of noise, in and around Celtic that maybe Siegrist will be leaving. Celtic's transfer policy at the moment is 1 in and 1 out, so that might allow Celtic to go get another goalkeeper. So that's something we're watching out for. But with Karl Starfelt recently leaving, they'll be looking to sign another defender in Lager Bielke over the next couple of days. But along with the midfield three we see here, on top of that, we've got the likes of Reo Hatate, who's firmly a Champions League level operator. He came off a little bit injured at the weekend with a bit of a calf strain or something, I'm not too sure. And Thiago Odin looked the part as an understudy to Turnbull and Hatate in this playmaker role. He really looked the part, he really gave his all, and he's definitely got a fan in me for certain anyway. He looked really good in pre-season, and it was nice to see him really get stuck in up at Pittodrie, which, as we know, is a really important venue for Celtic to perform well in. But he did feel like he had a little bit more bite about him, and he might be somebody that might be more comfortable patrolling these kind of areas here and looking after the team when we're out of possession. And then this mirror image front three that we've got operating now of Hyun-Jun, who really does look like a poor man's Jota. He plays very similarly to him and has assisted the weekend for O'Riley. You could imagine Jota doing every bit of that. Tell me you can't. He's very slick, he's very good. He's obviously not there yet as good as Jota, but he's the same type of player. He can dribble, he can beat a man, he can put a ball into the box, he can do something a little bit different. He's very creative. James Forrest is one of Bendan Rodgers' pals. He'll be getting minutes, he'll be getting a second lease on life, and he's been coming off the bench. And has been injured at the moment, but it does seem in pre-season he got some good minutes under Brendan. And Daizen Maeda gets that kind of option to fill in here when Kyogo gets subbed off, which makes Daizen Maeda one of the most 90-minute likely players in the team, which means he's just going to be involved in way more actions this season than he was last year. He was a guy that was so heavily rotated on substitute appearances, along with the likes of Abada and O'Riley, that I think under Bendan Rodgers, with these guys getting more consistently past the 70-minute mark, we're going to see a really sharp incline in their progression and in their development. And I think this team is really on for something special. There's a few more pieces of this puzzle to fall into place, but it's a really good time to be a Celtic fan. I think Captain McGregor has got a fantastic squad around him to lead here, and it is just about maybe one or two faces, one or two more positions getting firmed up. The only thing we're kind of really lacking at the moment, if Turnbull is going to be the main man here, I can't imagine Hatate sticking around for too much longer. And if, you know, that is the case, Turnbull I don't think can do this box-to-box part of the job as well as maybe somebody like Hatate can, which does limit him ever so slightly. O'Riley's a bit better at doing that kind of thing, which then maybe takes Turnbull out the picture for somebody else to come in, whether McGregor played over here, Nawata would come in, or Thiago Holm, or something else, I don't know. But maybe there's some room in here for a talismanic playmaker, attacking midfielder to come in. That could be really exciting, that could really help level us up, and having someone else that could be a bit more of a dead ball specialist could be a real level up opportunity for us. I really hope Celtic push the boat out for these last couple of signings as we get closer to the transfer window, and they go and get the best quality talent that's available, so that for the rest of the season, for this final version of the Champions League as we knew it, as we know it, you know, we go out, we give it our all. Can we get out the groups? Can we go to the knockouts? And can we have a season to remember in that sense? Because after this year, it's going to be a whole different landscape in terms of the calendar, the schedule, the competition as a whole. So that's what I'm hoping for. Let me know what you're hoping for down in the comment section down below. On screen there now is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Stay out of trouble. Hail, hail, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.